how the Anzacs felt. You know, really felt.
They feel guilty, terrified, traumatised? Would they feel like murderers? What would it feel like to kill someone who was just as scared as you? Would they feel proud that they were doing their duty? How would it feel as they experienced the horrors of war?
Did it create a war inside their minds? What questions did they ask themselves? How brave are you? Would you put your life on the line to fight in a war?
We were finding we had a lot more questions than answers.
In fact, in 1901, the population of Bridgewater was just 96.
How many people do you know? What would the effect be from one death over a whole community?
I've never lost someone I love, but I can only imagine what it would feel like. So families, friends and communities needed courage too.
I never heard of shell shock before. I never knew of the Western Front or Gallipoli. Never heard of a stretcher bearer. Now I know, and I think every Australian student should too.
So how can we pay respect to those who deserve our thoughts?
In Australia, we have many ways to remember.
There are RSL clubs and special days such as Anzac Day and Remembrance Day.
But is this enough?
One of the ways to respect and commemorate the Anzacs is through memorials.
We certainly didn't.
Memorials once seemed insignificant to us.
But now, because of what we have learnt, we understand their purpose and importance.
In fact, we had lots of ideas to take action, but sometimes we get great ideas that don't work out.
Our idea was to design and build our own local memorial in a great location and promote it to the community.
We are determined to make this work.
This is our Bridgewater World War I memorial. As you can see, it is in a terrible location, it is in a state of disrepair and is insignificant.
But how could we do better?
The first step was to produce our own designs and then discuss these in smaller groups.
We had to work out and talk about what would make an effective memorial.
There were lots of things to consider. The design was important work.
My memorial depicts 3 eras of a soldier's life: before the war, during the war, and after the war. The before the war place is to come and have a sit. This also represents the soldier's life before they went to war. The second part is the during, when there's a trench and you can walk through that. It has model soldiers to give a realisation of what it was like in the war. The after the war bit is how it represents the fact that the soldiers could not let go of those memories. They were stuck with them forever.
Then we needed community support to make it happen.
Knocked on doors, informed the RSL, we've put up petition sheets, handed out pamphlets to businesses and people, we've been in the newspapers, we've had an online survey, we've had an open morning and invited visitors, we've also had our work in the Sterling Library and RSL.
We need your help to achieve our goal.
Yes, war is terrible. The effects are terrible.
Almost as many people died in World War I as there are currently in Australia.
Sometimes, however, it's good to just sit in a special place and reflect and think about how the Anzacs really felt.